I'm Dr. George Flynn, and you're watching In-Depth TV. Today we're going to talk about you and your life and what you want to happen in your life and how to make it happen in your life. Those are important things. I hope they're important to you because after we have this little chat together, I think you're going to see you have responsibility for your life. And you say, oh, no, I don't want responsibility. Yes, you do want responsibility. Because only if you have responsibility, that's the only time that you can really change things. Because if you're not responsible, if you're waiting on other things to happen, then you don't have any way to make something happen. If you're just waiting on somebody else, some other time, some other situation, then it's not going to happen. Now, let's back up for a second. If you're waiting on the time and the situation to come your way, and, big and, you have prepared for that, that means you've made something happen. Then, the time and the situation and your preparation will come together, and your dream, that dream, particular dream, has a chance of coming true. Notice I didn't say the chance would come through. Let's look at the people that trained for the Olympics. And then they're chosen for the Olympics. Say a runner. They train for the Olympics. And then their chance for the Olympics comes up. They get on the team or they get in the event. Then they have a chance to run in the event, or say it's a runner, and win the event. They have that chance. But other people in that same event have the chance also. And it's really not a chance. It depends on skill and preparation. So there is a little more control about this than we would think about. And that's what I want to talk with you today about. You don't have to be an Olympian. You don't have to be, super mega rich. Just what is it you want in your life? Let's pick one thing. One thing that you want in your life. Just pick one. And I'll, think through it. Pick one thing. And now, I want you to think about what is it that's keeping you from getting that one idea, one ideal, that one goal in your life? What is it keeping you? Is it money? Is it your family? Is it your health? Your security? Is it your lifestyle? It's your status? What keeps you from getting there, or what helps you get there? Now, here we go talking about things that you might want. And remember, you've got to prepare for that thing that you might want, that thing you might want to be, the place you want to go, the things you want to do, who you want to become. You've got to work on it and be prepared. Be prepared for the time, because there'll be a small window of time that'll open up, and you got to be prepared and ready to do it right then. Or you missed your opportunity. And life is full of many people that say, oh, I missed my opportunity. I missed it. And that is sad, number one. But number two is not true. Because opportunity does knock more than once. And if you think you missed your opportunity one time, then you prepare now, here, now, and forever, and wait for that opportunity to open up. Sometimes we have to make the opportunity. And that's okay. Sometimes you just have to be prepared, make the opportunity, have a gap, and fill that gap. Sometimes you have to do that. And that's okay. You can do that. And I saw a sign on a school one time. It said, this school is dedicated to finding a way or making one. I'm paraphrasing it a little bit. But the school was dedicated to the students to find a way, and find a way to what? Find a way to fulfill their dreams. And if they can't find a way, make a way. But in order to find that way, in order to make that way, what do they have to do? That's right, we go back to prepare. And you can call it work. They can call it homework. They can call it studying in class, learning for tests. And every day you're doing homework. You are studying for something. You're taking the big test. It may not be a written test, but it may be a test of your preparedness. Are you ready? Okay, now you can go every night, every day, and sit around and be entertained by TV or magazines or something. You can be entertained by so many things. Or you can say to yourself, I can be entertained or I can prepare myself. And you ask, and I've asked several Olympians, what did you do? Did you sit around and read books, watch TV, and just entertain yourself and do nothing? No. They may have done some of that to get their mindset correct, but they did their sport. If they're runners, they ran. If you want to study physics, you study physics. If you want to become a mathematician, you study math. If you want to become an English professor, you study English. You study the literature. You study the arts. If you want to become a pianist, you play the piano. What do? You can't all of a sudden just snap your fingers and say, I wish I could do that. I heard a story one time about a concert pianist. And they were playing impeccably. And someone standing around, because it was a small party, and this was a very well-known pianist. And someone in the party said, just offhandedly, I wish I could play like that. And with that, the concert pianist, he was very kind about it. But he looked around and he said, no, you don't. He said, what do you mean? I wish I could play like that. I said, no, you don't. Because if you did, you would practice the piano like I did. What were you doing when you were a kid? Were you out playing ball? Were you out running around? No, there's nothing wrong with that. But this guy was practicing 1 to 2 hours every night. Every night, 7 days a week. Not 5 days a week, 7 days a week. And became one of the best. Now, we always hear to become the best, it takes 10,000 hours of practice. You hear that? That is sort of correct and sort of an exaggeration. To become the master of all of this, of whatever topic or whatever activity you're talking about, does take 10,000 hours. And to become the best may take a little bit more. But to be able to do the activity doesn't take near 10,000 hours. It just takes 10,000 hours to become the best at it. Now, that's a generalization. Some people may do it in 9,000 hours. Some people may do it in 7. But to become, it's general, to become really a master at anything that you really want to do takes about 10,000 hours of doing that particular thing better and better every day and every hour that you do it. Okay, so you've got an activity or a goal or a financial goal or a family goal or a health goal, a status goal or a lifestyle goal. What do you want? Define what you want. And let's start out with something small, because I want to prove to you that it works. And you'll say, it works, it works, it works. And it does. If you'll take that thing that you want, that one thing that you want, pick it out. Pick out whatever it is you want. Maybe even, I don't want to go too far here, maybe even write it down. Just write it down. And then you say, why am I not doing this? Why am I not being this? Why am I not having this? What is stopping me? And then you work on whatever it is stop. What is a roadblock? You knock down one roadblock, and then you knock down another one, because there'll be more than one roadblock. You know that. You knock down one. Say, I want to play the piano. Well, first of all, I don't know the notes on the piano. So that's the first roadblock. Knock that down. I don't know any piano theory and I can't read music. Well, knock that roadblock down. And then you start practicing. And you know the old joke. A guy gets into the cab in New York and says, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? And the cab driver turns around and says, practice, practice, practice. And the cab driver was saying, how do you perform at Carnegie Hall? And the person in the cab was saying, what's the direction to get to Carnegie Hall? Remember, it's a lot of practice. And if practice is dull and boring, you're not going to do it very long. If it's something you're excited about, if it's something you really want to do, and this thing that you wrote down a minute or two ago, this thing that you wrote down is something you really care about and really want, and you have this, as they used to say, a burning desire to have, then you can go to work on it. You say, well, why am I not there? You start out here. You say, over here is my destination. Here is my starting point. And how do I get over here the fastest? Okay. I'll give you a pearl here. Most of the people that are where you want to be, if you ask them, what does it feel like to be where you want to be? And they will say, the biggest joy, most of the people will say this. You can ask them. The biggest joy I got was the trip, was the progressive realization of this ideal. It wasn't getting there. It was the trip of getting there. It wasn't the arrival. It was the striving and working and, blood, sweat, and tears to get there. Then when they're there, they can appreciate being there. But most of the people say the most fun was the trip. And that's what I want you to remember. I'm George Flynn. You've been watching In-Depth TV. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.